to face the unfeathered.
That's a terrible nickname. I mean, I don't know if he's looked around, but none of us are feathered either. When we last left our hero of prophecy, like and subscribe, we were collecting the relics of the ancient knight Palinor Whitestrake. We had collected the boots, the mace, the shield, the greaves, and I think possibly one other. And today we have one final bit of equipment left. Yes, the sword, which has been corrupted by a foul lich, an ex-member of the Knights of the Nine. And we're here to avenge one of our fallen knights. And also, this guy's following. Hey, Lathon. Is he going to survive? Yeah, we'll find out, I guess. Welcome back to the Elder Scrolls 4. Oblivion. Now, where is... north? It's up near Broomer. Yeah, it's up near Broomer. Okay, well, we'll go to Broomer. And we'll travel out from there. Now, it's getting mighty close to Christmas when I'm recording this. We are full of good food and cheer. It's I've eaten way too many sweet treats already. I feel like I'm already at the risk of becoming quite rotund this Christmas. So we are. I've started on an exercise regime already. Is it going to work? Maybe. We will see. But, we're having fun. That's the main thing. We're having fun. We are also taking recording a little slower too. One of the reasons that I did record a little bit in advance was so I could, chill out over the next sort of couple of weeks. Because as much as I don't work full time with the editing and stuff I do as well, I do kind of push myself out a little bit. And it does affect me, which is not fun. I don't like admitting that there's anything wrong with me, but there is. And I need to accept that. So this week's recordings are... Well, a couple of them have run a little over the Morrowind ones, specifically because we wanted to get a house so I could decorate. And two, just been a little run down, I guess. So apologies if this is not my best commentary. We will see. I did feel this way going into the Morrowind recordings, and we had some hilarious stuff happen in the Morrowind recordings, so that kind of helped quite considerably. And we're usually pretty lucky in Oblivion too. Oblivion tends to be pretty comical, especially now we're so incredibly broken and OP. It'd be interesting to see how we do the final battle now with Umril. Because I remember back when I first played this, I did do the whole, I'm going to wear this crap armor that they've given me, and I'm going to... Oh, geez. Trees are just popping into existence. And I'm going to, fight him as he's supposed to be fought. And it was difficult, and that was on our easier difficulty. What is going on with the trees? Why are they popping in so slow? But I kind of enjoy it, actually. It's quite fun. I'm trying to predict where the next one's going to pop in. But yeah, on the hardest difficulty... That might be tricky. We'll have to see how we go. We're probably still going to have to use our magic, but I would like to donk him with the mace or the sword at least once or twice, right? At least once or twice. I've arrived at Underpaw Cave, the location of Lord Vintral's grave. Sir Roderick died somewhere inside, battling the foul wraith that now wields the sword of the Crusader. Hello. Another thing that you may have noticed is... a lot less clicky-clacky. Yeah, we've got a new keyboard. And so far, I'm enjoying it. We have also gone through all the mic settings, and I did me a learning. And I've been trying to optimize the settings. I thought I had them optimized, but I don't. I think I was still missing in a few locations. There was a few little bits and bobs that hadn't quite come together. So hopefully you're noticing a difference in the sound quality too, or at least, you know, it's on par. It's not worse. That's my hope. Because honestly, getting that stuff sorted, that was probably the most difficult time I've had with editing and recording for a wee while, is actually trying to get that to function. Right, Underpaw Keep. Now we have been here, haven't we? Did we go all the way through? I don't know if we did. I think we left. No, we did go all the way through. Huh. Alright, well, fair enough. Did we go down this hole? No, we did not. Shall we? Yes. I hear a zombo. I hear a rat. There we go. Roasty and toasty. And which one's the... Is it you? It's you. Okay, good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, I think we're done. We have powered through this DLC. I remember this taking a long time back in the day, and now... Oh, fuck. Yeah, arrows. I forgot about those. Hello. Yep, shut the door. That's great. Oh, Skeleton Champion, Skeleton Guardian. We do want some healing, so... Whoops. Oh, shit. We've attacked our own person. It's not good. Hopefully they don't mind. Alright, okay, cool. Good to know. We're still squishy at times. I thought the Paralyze spell would actually be fairly useful, but obviously not against skeletons, who are my worst enemy. They really are. Bane of my goddamn existence. Remember to quick save a little more. There we go. Because you can't even knock them down, right? You can't fatigue them. Huh. Come on. Should I hit you with that? No, I'll hit you with that. Okay, he's resisting, he's reflecting. But it is going down. Okay, good stuff. Is there anything in here we can grab? Any chests or anything? I don't think so. However, we were going this way. It's the one direction we've not been.
Look out, sir.
Yes, look out, a rat. Oh, you're following me now, are you? Huh. There we go. What's the chances that Lathon's gonna die? I'd say pretty high, although he does seem to be able to heal himself, which is useful. And he's carrying a torch. You know what, Lathon, you've already proved yourself useful enough, and you've got a Daedric longsword? I think. Is it missing a texture there, or is it just how it is? I suppose we've not really looked at it up close. Right, let's quick save down here. Are we all ready?
Don't worry, I'll take it.
Get him. Get him, Lathon. Distract them. Oh my god. So there's more than one archer in there. Good to know. Right. Do we send in our guardian? Our little friend then? Maybe.
Beware! Get
him. I don't think she can get past the rocks. Yeah, Lathon's gonna die in there. Let's go ahead and boop, bring one out there. Let's see if we can deal with you quick enough. I think we're good. We got a few arrows in here. Everybody's looking a little worse for wear, but you know what? We did it. that's good enough for me. All right, it's good enough for me. Hope Umaril doesn't have any sort of ranged attacks like that, because we may get royally fucked. Let's get another little bit of spider healing out. Boop. And let's do another one. Brilliant. There we go. Good stuff. Right, anything in this room? Where did those rocks even come from? No. I think we're good. Can't see anything of any note. I guess we'll head into the next area. Wood door to Underpaw Reflecting Chamber. Isn't this where we're supposed to go? Yeah, holy shit. So we've skipped like an entire thing. Do we want to go around the rest of it? I don't think we do. We've already been round, right? It seems a bit redundant. Let's just go in here.
This is the way Sir Roderick and I came.
Okay, good. Good to know. Heading in the right direction at least. Let's head down this one. There's a bloody coffin. Chest with a little bit of gold. What's Redwart do? It's not that good. There we go. I believe that is Sir Roderick there, isn't it? Is that everybody? That is everybody? Yeah, Sir Roderick. Cuirass of the Undefeated. Again, very ironic that he's wearing the Cuirass of the Undefeated, and yet here he lies dead. Tempest. It is a unique one, isn't it? It's not very good, but it's unique. Can we take it? I guess. Inquisitor's Gauntlets. Kinda cool. Some repair hammers, we might actually need those. Do I want the Cuirass? It's worth an awful lot, like, it's worth a lot of money. I'm still over encumbered. Do you want to wear his equipment? Right, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? Is there anything we can ditch? Probably not. Why? Oh, I know exactly why. Oh.
You were a brave knight and good master. Long may your name be remembered in the annals of the relics.
Very fitting words. I'm going to dump a bunch of shit on him, if that's okay, because I've got, let's see, 252 strong potions of healing. It's a lot. It's an awful lot. Roderick, you can have a bunch of them, right? That does take us under? Oh, yes, it does. Okay, good. Right. Anything else in here that we need? A bit of gold, sure. I mean, do we want to put them in on the... No, they... I feel like he'll stay there, right? He'll stay there. Okay, this may be the way we're supposed to go. Do we want to go the other way first, then? That does seem to go back into that cave as well. Huh. Alright. Time to go take on a lich or a wraith or some sort.
Knights of the Nine!
Okay. Is he dead yet? There he is, Lord Berich. It's weird that in the Beyond Skyrim thing that he's back, right? Oh, and there goes Lathon. Well, at least he died close to his master. The Wraith of Lord Vrindrel is destroyed. I need to reclaim the Sword of the Crusader that he somehow twisted to his evil purpose. Yeah, look at that. Sir Lathon, very dead. He did not last long. Oh well. Take your gold. Let's have a look. Ectoplasm and Sword of the Crusader. Bam. I've recovered the Sword of the Crusader, but it has been desecrated by the foul wraith that wielded it. I should take it to the Chapel of Arcane Shadnall to reconsecrate it to its holy purpose. Tomb. Oh yeah, Knights of the Night stuff. Right, I don't think there's anything in here, is there? It's just like a bunch of slaughterfish in there, I think. Can't see shit in here anyway. But we'll have a look. Yeah, mushrooms down here. No hidden caves or anything. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Very little in here. Weird that they've got a dock down here. Very strange. Is there anything else of any note? A chest or anything? No? Don't think so. Alright, let's, what's this? A very weird structure. Okay, great. There's a chest here, though, at least. Some gold. Great. Nothing of any note. Bit of gold. There we go. Am I going to be able to kill them in time? I think so. There we go. Chest. Yeah, it's another potion I don't need. Right, this is where it comes back to. Yes. Okay, well, we've got everything now. We've got all the items we need. Is it literally... Is this going to be the last episode? I hope not. We've still got to read at least 2 copies of Biography of Baron Zaya. So, I mean, one's today, but, geez. I mean, that was a slog last time anyway. Was it like 30, 40 minutes of reading? It was kind of ridiculous. Right, which way do we go to get out of here? Back. And up this way. Alright, scoot. Yeah, was that not there, that section before? I feel like, I don't know why we wouldn't have gone down there. I have no idea why we wouldn't have gone down there. Is it literally because it didn't exist until the quest becomes active? I suppose I'd have to go back to the episode where we went in there, right? Huh. Interesting. Alright, so Shadnall, wasn't it? So down here... No, where's Shadnall? Up here, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so nearest place for us to go is probably back to Bruma. Although, I wonder if we could run it, right? We should. Why not? We may be padding the episode out a little bit. I want to make sure we don't completely run out of stuff to do before then. I mean, we've still got a few of the little trainer quests to do, but they're very, very inconsequential, and honestly, I don't think they're worthy of a video. It's just go and get item A, bring it here. Show me you can use item B, bring it here. Not digging it, not digging it. It's not got the same vibes. Very useful, definitely, very useful for getting all your skills up. But, yeah, not sold on it as such. If there are any other quests you know of that we haven't done, though, that I may have missed, then do let me know in the comments. Probably relatively quickly, because this series does feel like it's hurtling towards an end very quickly. You know what is strange? When the re-release, the remastered version of this game came out, I was so convinced so convinced that it would overtake, that I would want to play that more than this, that this would then feel dated. But honestly, it's been the opposite. I played the remastered quite significantly on release. Granted, I was having a few issues with it being a bit slow loading and my PC not being particularly up to par for what was needed. Still isn't. Still need an upgrade, but hey, it's a costly venture to get a better upgrade now, because whatever the RAM situation is not fixing the problems. So there's something else going on in the background that needs to be done with it. I think possibly the power unit. But then if I commit to something like that, and it's not, I'm going to be really kind of gutted. There's not really anything I can do to get my money back on. If I turn out to be wrong, I could try and do it myself. I suppose that would be a lot cheaper. And it's not that I can't do it. I probably could. I just don't trust myself to do it, right? It's been a long time since I've done anything regarding PC building and things like that. And we're talking a very long time since I've done any of that. I think the last PC I built for somebody was back in the days of Windows Vista, or was it XP? It might have been XP. No, it might have been XP, actually. So yeah, we are talking a long time ago. This was back when I was in high school. And I don't know, I feel like I'm out of the loop. Shit moves real quickly in this sector. Real quickly. I'd like to think I still have those skills. There is part of me that hopes that you're able to retain information and hold on to those critical skills that were so useful when you were younger. But I'm coming to the very quick realization that I am an aging man, and everything I used to be good at, not so much. Not so much. The world moves on. It moves very quickly. You sit still for a moment too long and you're behind and you'll never catch up. Which is why, it depends. You've got to pick your poison right now. You've got to pick your poison. Because, you can commit yourself to this, grind mentality and working and working and working and working and getting yourself ahead and not enjoying life at all. And if you do that, you miss out on the other aspects of life. You miss out on family, you miss out on connections, you miss out on people, memories, that sort of stuff. At the end of the day, I'm of the mentality that all the stuff that you buy, it means nothing when you die. Literally nothing. You can't take it with you. So, why focus on it like that? I used to be very much the opposite, and it was definitely, falling ill that kind of changed that, because I was forced to see things from a different perspective. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with that sort of grind set mentality, but it's something that you need to be aware of, that you are likely going to miss out on other opportunities. And those opportunities tend to be more of the, making memories, long-lasting memories. At the end of the day, like, when I pass away, I would like people to remember me as someone who was kind and generous, even though I didn't have much. I gave openly, willingly. Don't worry about me, I'm okay. Just realised, it sounds like I'm dying when I talk like that. No, I'm not, I'm fine. I'm just reflecting on a long year. And I think it's worthwhile everybody does that, especially around this time of year, right? You're supposed to be making new resolutions. I've never been a big thing for resolutions, because I've always thought, why wait? You've got every day of the year to make a resolution and stick by it. But some people like that sort of, clean slate feeling, so maybe that's where they're coming from on that. Right. So all these paint horses that are just like sat outside, are they all from the Black Horse Couriers? I think maybe they are.
What is it now?
Okay, let's see. You know, we haven't spent that much time in Shadnall, I don't think. I do like it. It's one of my favorite sort of styles of architecture in this game. Oh, I said we haven't spent much time here. Wasn't the whole Dark Brotherhood quest line here? Yeah, it was. Have you been healed? You look a little sick. Let's see if we can cure you. It's on touch. Nope, not boop. Got your health. What was it even called? Test it. Wash your damn hands. There we go. Right. Is he going to actually recover? It looks like he's got a little bit of like white and purpley pink under his eyes. If I... Nope. He's just old as shit. Okay. Good to know. Alright. I know in the... Oh shit. Let's pay attention to this, shall we? In the remastered version, it's a lot clearer if they are diseased, right?
Do your worst.
Yeah, they're quite high definition textures on these armors, isn't it?
That's the best you can do.
Let's have some mana coming in. Magicka. Are we good? Umaril's Aurorans have been destroyed. Shadnell Chapel is safe for now. I can now reconsecrate the sword of the Crusader to Arche on the High Altar. Yeah, what was I saying? I was saying, oh yeah, the jeez, yeah, I got completely turned around by that. The beggars with the diseases that they have, if you cure them in the remastered version, it is super, super clear who has been healed and who has not. There is such a massive change in skin complexion. I remember seeing it a little bit in this, but not to that extent. It's quite a distinct difference. The Sword of the Crusader has been reconsecrated. I now possess all 8 of the Crusader's relics. I should return to the Priory to consult with my knights about how to attack and destroy Umaril. Right, I'm over encumbered. Why did it go up in weight? Is it because I couldn't use it before? Frostfire Blade? No. Sword of the Crusader. Fire damage and damage magicka. It's not terrible. What's it look like? It looks like shit. Right, we'll get that on. We're at 502. That is fine because we can just go bam, 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 bam. Oh, hang on. Let's give it a second. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, right, now we're under. Fantastic. So, let's just drop a save here. I want to actually see what it was like before, right? We'll go to our autosave here. And let's go to our items. So the Crusader weighs nothing. Yeah, it weighed nothing. I guess, can I equip it? In attempting to use the defiled sword of the Crusader, I have received a terrible curse. I can only hope that this curse will be lifted when I reconsecrate the sword of Arche in the Chapel of Shadnall. Well, I'm glad we didn't do that then. But, good to know nonetheless. Okay. So we need to go back and talk to our knights, and no doubt our knights will tell us, hey, let's go kick his ass right now. And I'll say, whoa, hold your horses, guys. I don't want to finish the series just yet. We can probably check out if we've got anything else we can do in the meantime, right? I mean, I think there may be a couple of quests in Sheogorath land that we have missed out on as well, so that is a potential avenue, but again, I don't know if they're worthy of a video. I feel like we've got all the major ones, so I don't know, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's fast travel from here, right? We don't need to be walking everywhere. So let's go back to the Priory. Oh, here they are.
Lord Crusader, the prophet is here. He's just arrived. He seemed to know you were coming, told me to wait for you, and here you are. Come. He is preaching to the assembled knights in the chapel. You should speak to him at once.
Sure. Let's drop a save here, because we may want to return to that in case it's like, right, we're going now, goodbye! Because that may be, maybe an issue. Oh, God.
9 knights, as the embodiment of the might of
3, 4, 5.
shall go forth together to face the unfeathered.
That's a terrible nickname. I mean, I don't know if he's looked around, but none of us are feathered either.
His wickedness scattered to the wind. He shall end his days as dust in the void. Go now, knights. Face the beast. Fear not death, for the 9 shall be your shield, and they shall bring you to rest, should you fall. You have stepped from the humble shadows of obscurity and into legend. No feat you have accomplished in your life compares to what you have become. You are an embodiment of Pelennor Whitestrake, the bane of Umarul the Unfeathered. The time has come for you to fulfill your destiny. Umaril lies hid in the ancient fane of Garlus Malatar. You must go there and destroy him.
I am ready then?
No. Should you face Umaril, you would suffer the same fate as Pelennor. The times change, and even the shape of the divine itself must change with it. Where once there were 8, now 1 more stands with them, and they have become 9.
Oh, do I need a... You mean Talos?
Aye, with the apotheosis of Tiber Septim,
Interesting.
the face of the divine was transformed. Talos ascended, and the 8 became 9.
So we gotta get something else.
Although you wear the armor of the gods, it is incomplete.
Oh.
A relic of the old ways and the old gods.
So how do I destroy Umaril then?
As a proven guardian of this realm, and a warrior the likes of which have not been seen in millennia, Talos grants you his sacred blessing. With the ancient gifts of the 8 and the new gift of the 1, you are ready to face Umaril.
Oh, okay. Oh, what does the blessing do? Blessing of Talos.
It will allow you to follow Umaril into the spirit realm upon his death. It will allow you to destroy him, body and soul, utterly and for all time. You must first kill his living body. While beyond the power of most mortals, this is only the lesser of your 2 tasks. His Daedric nature allows his spirit to escape into oblivion after death. Oh, this is what Pelennor learned upon defeating Umaril the first time. But you can do what Pelennor could not. The blessings of Talos will allow you to follow Umaril's spirit when it leaves his body.
Interesting.
This you must do,
What would happen if I
you
soul trapped
must
him?
not fail. You will not, because the 9 fight with you.
Cool. I want to know about Umaril's spirit.
When Umaril joined with the Daedra, his spirit expanded beyond
Right.
his
So he made a deal with the Daedra. He's not actually a
realm.
Daedra.
Realms, but his spirit is bound. When his body is destroyed, his spirit travels back to Oblivion and is reformed in the fires of creation. With the armor of the gods and the blessing of Talos, you will be able to follow him where Pelennor could not and destroy his very spirit.
Okay, cool.
Once his spirit is destroyed, he will be completely obliterated, erased from all realms of existence.
And what is Garlas Malator?
Garlas Malator was the westernmost outpost of the Ayleid Empire. It watched over what we call the Abyssinian Sea.
That's on the way to Redguard, isn't it? To Redguard? Is it Redguard? Hammerfell. Home of the Redguard.
That is where you must seek him out.
Okay, what kind of foe is Umaril?
Umaril cannot be bested in his physical form by any normal means. His blows can strike down the mightiest of warriors in a single stroke. The Eight created the relics to withstand Umaril's fell power. Do not attempt to face him without this divine protection.
I don't know, I'm pretty good already. Can I escape out of this? No, I can't. I've got to say I'm ready. Well, that's all. I'm ready.
Your knights will assemble at Garlas Malator and await you there. Gather all those who you deem worthy. Not all who enter those halls shall return. Those who fall in service of the Nine will live on forever in the halls of their fathers. I wish you well on your quest, Crusader. We are depending on you.
Okay. Yeah, we are getting close to this.
Commander.
Hello, Brelin.
Sir Knight, allow me to introduce myself. I am Brelin of Sylvanar, at your service. I come to offer myself as a knight in service of Auriel, or Akatosh, as he is known in Cyrodiil. I bring nothing but my skill with the blade, which is not inconsiderable, and my devotion to the Lord Auriel. Will you accept me, as unworthy as I am?
I accept. You are worthy. Welcome to the Order.
I am honored to join the Order under your illustrious command. Excuse me while I go to the armory and attire myself as befits a Knight of the Nine.
Oh. Just having a little bit of a pray. Fair enough. Well, I wonder if we call this a little early and we do another reading, and that way next episode we can kind of crack on, and in between I'll kind of look up if there's any other quests that we really desperately need to do. Like Seeking Your Roots we could do, but we've got to find 40 more samples. That seems like a do that in between episode type thing, or who cares, because all we get is another potion. There's not really anything that we get for it. Alchemy training, destruction training. Again, these are just your training ones. Those are nothing. We've done that. I don't know why that's still there. We don't need to do that. Horse armor. Meh. We've not used a horse this entire playthrough. Who gives a shit? And I don't want to justify what was the first paid DLC. Right? It was the start of it all. This is what Bethesda has brought upon us. And now everything's a loot box, including real life stuff as well, right? Everything's a loot box. Sucks. Right, let's read a book. Okay. It'll be in here. Volume 2. By Stern Gamboge. Oh, no, that's the biography. We want the truth, or the real Baron's Eye. There we go. Volume 2. Anonymous. So this is like the tabloidy one, right? And I think this one is the actual biography of what happened. Okay, The Real Baron's Eye, Part 2, Anonymous. How many pages is this fucking thing? Jesus. Oh, man. Okay, right. Well, we did say we were going to read these books, so we're going to read them. Baron's Eye and Straw settled into Riften for the winter, taking a cheap room in the slummier section of town. I mean, we've been to Riften. What section's that? That's all of it, right? Baron's Eye wanted to join the Thieves Guild, knowing there would be trouble if she were caught freelancing. One day in a bar room, she caught the eye of a known member of the guild, a bold young Khajiit named Ferris. She offered to bed him if he would sponsor her membership. He looked her over, grinning, and agreed, but said she'd still have to pass an initiation. What sort of initiation? Ah, Ferris said. Pay up first, sweetness. This passage has been censored by the Order of the Temple. Straw was going to kill her, and maybe Ferris too. One Tamriel had possessed her to do such a thing. She cast an apprehensive look around the room, but the other patrons had lost interest and gone back to... She just did it in the bar with him. Wow. Back to their own business. She did not recognise any of them. This wasn't the inn where she and Straw were staying. With luck, it'd be a while or never before Straw found out. Ferris was by far the most exciting and attractive man she had yet met. He not only told her about the skills she needed to become a member of the Thieves Guild, but also trained her in them himself, or else introduced her to people who could. Among these was a woman who knew something about magic. Katisha was a plump and matronly Nord. She was married to a smith and had 2 teenage children, and was perfectly ordinary and respectable, except that she was very fond of cats, and, by logical inference, the humanoid counterparts, the Khajiit... Yeah, man, yeah, so crazy cat ladies exist in the world of the Elder Scrolls, but they take it one step further, huh? Had a talent for certain kinds of magic, and cultivated rather odd friends. She taught Baron Zaya an invisibility spell and schooled her in other forms of stealth and disguise. Katisha mingled magical and non-magical talents freely, using one set to enhance the other. She was not a member of the Thieves Guild, but was fond of Ferris in a motherly sort of way. Baron Zaya warmed to her as she never had towards any woman, and over the next few weeks she told Katisha all about herself. She brought Straw there too sometimes. Straw approved of Katisha, but not of Ferris. Ferris found Straw interesting, and suggested to Baron Zaya that they arrange what he called a threesome. Absolutely not, Baron Zaya said firmly, grateful that Ferris had broached the subject in private for once. He wouldn't like it, I wouldn't like it. Ferris smiled his charming triangular feline smile and sprawled lazily in his chair, stretching his limbs and curling his tail. You might be surprised, both of you. Pairing is so boring. Baron Zaya answered him with a glare. Or maybe you wouldn't like it with that country bumpkin of yours, sweetness? Would you mind if I brought another friend along? Yes, I would. If you're bored with me, you and your friend can find someone else. She was a member of the Thieves Guild now. She had passed their initiation. She found Ferris useful, but not essential. Maybe she was a bit bored with him, too. She talked to Katisha about her problems with men, or what she thought of as her problems with men. Katisha shook her head and told her she was looking for love, not sex, and that she'd know the right man when she found him, that neither Straw nor Ferris was the right one for her. Baron Zaya cocked her head to one side quizzically. They say dark elven women are something? Prostitutes, she said. Although she was dubious. You mean promiscuous, although some do become prostitutes, I suppose, Katisha said as an afterthought. Elves are promiscuous when they're young, but you'll outgrow it. Perhaps you're beginning to already, she added hopefully. She liked Baron Zaya, had grown to be quite fond of her. You ought to meet some nice elven boys, though. If you go and keep in company with Khajiits and humans and what have you, you'll find yourself pregnant in next to no time. Baron Zaya smiled involuntarily at the thought. I'd like that, I think. But it would be inconvenient, wouldn't it? Babies are a lot of trouble, and I don't even have my own house yet. How old are you, Berry? 17? Well, you're a year or two yet before you're fertile, unless you're very unlucky. Elves don't have children readily with other elves after that, even, so you'll be all right if you stick with them. Baron Zaya remembered something else. Straw wants to buy a farm and marry me. Is that what you want? No, not yet. Maybe someday. Yes, someday. But not if I can't be queen. And not just any queen, the Queen of Mournhold. She said this determinedly, almost stubbornly, as if to drown out any doubt. Katisha chose to ignore this last comment. She was amused at the girl's hyperactive imagination, took it as a sign of a well-functioning mind. I think Straw will be very old. Will be a very old man before someday comes, Berry. Elves live for a long time. Katisha's face briefly wore the envious, wistful look humans get when contemplating the 1,000-year lifespan elves had been granted by the gods. True, few ever actually lived that long as disease and violence took their respective tolls, but they could, and one or two of them actually did. I like old men too, Berry said. Katisha laughed, and Baron Zaya fidgeted impatiently while Ferris sorted through the papers on her desk. on his desk. He was being meticulous and methodical, carefully replacing everything just as he'd found it. Oh, the desk, not his desk. They'd broken into a nobleman's household, leaving straw to hover outside as a lookout. Ferris had said it was a simple job, but very hush-hush. He hadn't even wanted to bring any other guild members along. He said he knew he could trust Berry and Straw, but no one else. "Tell me what you're looking for and I'll find it," Berry whispered urgently. "Ferris." Oh, Ferris's night sight wasn't as good as hers, and he didn't want her to magic up even a small orb of light. She had never been in such a luxurious place, not even the Darkmoor castle of Count Sven and Lady Inga where she had spent her childhood compared to it. She gazed around in wonder as they made their way through the ornately decorated and hugely echoing downstairs rooms, but Ferris didn't seem interested in anything but the desk and the small book-lined study on the upper floor. "Tst!" he hissed angrily. "Someone's coming," Berry said a moment before the door opened and two dark figures stepped into the room. Ferris gave her a violent shove towards them and sprang to the window. Baronzia's muscles went rigid. She couldn't move or even speak. She watched helplessly as one of the figures, the smaller one, leaped after Ferris. There were two quick silent stabs of blue light, then Ferris folded over into a still heap. Outside the study, the house had come alive with hastening footsteps and voices calling out an alarm, and the clank of armour hurriedly put on. The bigger man, a dark elf by the looks of him, half lifted, half dragged Ferris to the door and thrust him into the waiting arms of another elf. A jerk of the first elf's head sent his smaller blue-robed companion after them. Then he sauntered over to inspect Baronzia, who was once again able to move, although her head throbbed maddeningly when she tried to. "Open your shirt, Baronzia," the elf said. Baronzia gawked at him and clutched it closed. "You're a girl, aren't you, Berry?" he said softly. "You should have stopped dressing as a boy months ago, you know. You were only drawing attention to yourself and calling yourself Berry. Is your friend Straw too stupid to remember anything else?" "It's a common elven name," Baronzia defended. The man shook his head sadly. "Not among dark elves it isn't, my dear. But you wouldn't know much about dark elves, would you? I regret that, but it couldn't be helped. No matter, I shall try to remedy it." "Oh, it's the creep, right? Who are you?" said Baronzia. "Aye, so much for fame," the man shrugged, smiling wryly. "I am Symmachus, milady Baronzia, General Symmachus of His Awesome and Terrible Majesty Tiber Septim's Imperial Army, and I must say it's a merry chase you've led me throughout Tamriel. Or this part of it, anyway. Although I guessed correctly that you'd head for Morrowind eventually. You had a bit of luck. A body was found in Whiterun that was thought to be Straw, so we stopped looking for the pair of you. That was careless of me, yet I'd not have thought you'd have stayed together this long." "Where is he? Is he all right?" she asked in genuine trepidation. "Oh, he's fine, for now. In custody, of course." He turned away. "You care for him, then?" he said, and then suddenly stared at her with fierce curiosity. Out of red eyes it seemed strange to her, except in her seldom-seen reflection. "He's my friend," Baronzia said. The words came out in a tone that sounded dull and hopeless to her own ears. Symmachus, a general in the Imperial Army no less, said to have the friendship and ears of Tiber Septim himself. "Aye, you seem to have several unsuitable friends, if you'll forgive my saying so, milady." "Stop calling me that." She was irritated at the general's seeming sarcasm, but he only smiled. As they talked, the bustle and flurry in the house died away, although she could still hear people, presumably the residents, whispering together not far off. The tall elf perched himself on a corner of the desk. He seemed quite relaxed and prepared to stay a while. And listen. Then it occurred to her. Several unsuitable friends, had he said. This man knew all about her, or seemed to know enough anyway, which amounted to the same thing. What's going to happen to them? To me? "Ah, as you know, this house belongs to the commander of the Imperial troops in this area, which means to say that it belongs to me." Baronzia gasped and Symmachus looked up sharply. "What? You didn't know? Tisk, tisk. Why, you are rash, milady, even for 17. You must always know what it is you do or get yourself into. But the guild wouldn't have..." Baronzia was trembling. The Thieves Guild would never have attempted a mission that crossed Imperial policy. No one dared oppose Tiber Septim, at least no one she knew of. Someone at the guild had bungled badly, and now she was going to pay for it. I dare say it's unlikely that Ferris had guild approval for this. In fact, I wonder. Symmachus examined the desk carefully, pulling out drawers. He selected one, placed it on top of the desk, and removed a false bottom. There was a folded sheet of parchment inside. It seemed to be a map of some sort. Baron's eye edged closer. Symmachus held it away from her, laughing. Rash indeed. He glanced it over, then folded it and replaced it. You advised me a moment ago to seek after knowledge. So I did. Suddenly he seemed to be in high good humour. We must be going, my dear lady. He shepherded her to the door, down the stairs, and out into the night air. No one was about. Baron's eyes darted towards the shadows. She wondered if she could outrun him or elude him somehow. You're not thinking of attempting to escape, are you? Aye, don't you want to hear first what my plans for you are? She thought that he sounded a bit hurt. Now that you mention it, yes. Perhaps you'd rather hear about your friends first. No. He looked gratified at this. It was evidently the answer he wanted, thought Baronzire, but it was also the truth. While she was concerned for her friends, especially Straw, she was far more concerned for herself. You will take your place as the rightful Queen of Mournhold. Symmachus explained that this had been his and Tiber Septim's plan for her all along, that Mournhold, which had been under military rule for the dozen or so years since she had been away, was gradually to be returned to civilian government under the Empire's guidance, of course, and as part of the imperial province of Morrowind. But why was I sent to Darkmoor? Baronzire asked, hardly believing anything she had just been told. For safekeeping, naturally. Why did you run away? Baronzire shrugged. I saw no reason to stay, and I should have been told. You would have been by now. I had in fact sent for you to be removed to the Imperial City to spend some time as part of the Emperor's household, but of course you had, shall we say, absconded by then? As for your destiny, it should be, and should have been, quite obvious to you. Tiber Septim does not keep those he has no use for, and what else could you be that would be of use to him? I know nothing of him, nor, for that matter, of you. Then know this. Tiber Septim rewards friends and foes alike according to their deserts. Baronzire chewed on that for a few moments. Straw has deserved well of me, and has never done anyone any harm. He is not a member of the Thieves Guild. He came along to protect me. He earns our keep by running errands, and he... Symmachus waved her impatiently to silence. I know all about Straw, he said, and about Ferris. He stared at her intently. So, what would you? She took a deep breath. Straw wants a little farm. If I'm to be rich, then I would like for one to be given to him. Very well. He seemed astonished at this, and then pleased. Done. He shall have it. And Ferris? He betrayed me, Baronzire said coldly. Ferris should have told her what risks the job entailed. Besides, he'd pushed her right into their enemy's arms in an attempt to save himself. Not a man to be rewarded. Not, in fact, a man to be trusted. Yes, and? Well, he should be made to suffer for it, shouldn't he? That seems reasonable. What form should said suffering take? Baronzire balled her hands into fists. She would have liked to beat and claw at the Khajiit herself, but considering the turn events had taken, that didn't seem very queenly. A whipping. Would 20 stripes be too many, do you think? I don't want to do him any permanent injury, you understand, just teach him a lesson. Aye, of course. Symmachus grinned at this, then his features suddenly set and became serious. It shall be done, your highness, my lady, Queen Baronzire of Mournhold. Then he bowed to her, a sweeping, courtly, ridiculously wonderful bow. Baronzire's heart leapt. She spent 2 days at Symmachus's apartment, during which she was kept very busy. There was a dark, elven woman named Drelianne, who saw to her needs, although she did not exactly seem a servant, since she took her meals with them. Nor did she seem to be Symmachus's wife or lover. Drelianne looked amused when Baronzire asked her about it. She simply said she was in the general's employ and did whatever was asked of her. With Drelianne's assistance, several fine gowns and pairs of shoes were ordered for her, plus a riding habit and boots, along with other small necessities. Baronzire was given a room to herself. Symmachus was out a great deal. She saw him at most mealtimes, but he never said little about himself or what he had been doing. He was cordial and polite, quite willing to converse on most subjects, and seemed interested in anything she had to say. Drelianne was much the same. Baronzire found them pleasant enough, but hard to get to know, as Katisha would have put it. She felt an odd twinge of disappointment. These were the first Dark Elves with whom she'd associated closely. She'd expected to feel comfortable with them, to feel at last that she belonged somewhere, with somebody as part of something. Instead, she found herself yearning for her Nordic friends, Katisha and Straw. When Symmachus told her they were to set out for the Imperial City on the morrow, she asked if she could say goodbye to them. Katisha, he asked. Aye, but then I suppose I owe her something. She it was who led me to you by telling me of a lonely dark elven girl named Berry who needed elven friends, and who sometimes dressed as a boy. She has no association with the Thieves Guild, apparently, and no one associated with the Thieves Guild seems to know your true identity, save Ferris. That is well. I prefer that your former guild membership not be made public knowledge. Please speak of it to no one, your highness. Such a past does not become an imperial queen. No one knows but Straw and Ferris, and they won't tell anyone. No, he smiled a curious little smile. No, they won't. They're dead, aren't they? These killed them. They're dead. He didn't know that Katisha knew, then, but still there was something about the way he said it. Straw came to their apartment on the morning of their departure. They were left alone in the salon, although Baronzire knew that other elves were within earshot. He looked drawn and pale. They hugged one another silent for a few minutes. Straw's shoulders were shaking and tears were rolling down his cheeks, but he said nothing. Baronzire tried a smile. So we both get what we want, eh? I'm to be Queen of Mournhold and you'll be Lord of your own farmstead. She took his hand, smiled at him warmly, genuinely. I'll write you, Straw, I promise. You must find a scribe so you can write me too. Straw shook his head sadly. When Baronzire persisted, he opened his mouth and pointed at it, making inarticulate noises. Then she realized what it was. His tongue was gone. It had been cut off. Oh shit. Well, I suppose then he's definitely not going to be telling anybody. Baronzire collapsed onto a chair and wept noisily. But why? She demanded of Symmachus when Straw had been ushered away. Why? Symmachus shrugged. He knows too much. He could be dangerous. At least he's alive, and he won't need his tongue to raise pigs or whatever. I hate you, Baronzire screamed at him, then abruptly doubled over and vomited on the floor. She continued to revile him between intermittent bouts of nausea. He listened stolidly for some time while Drelianne cleaned up after her. Finally, he told her to cease, or he would gag her for the journey to the Emperor. They stopped at Katisha's house on the way out of the city. Symmachus and Drelianne didn't dismount. All seemed normal, but Baronzire was frightened as she knocked on the door. Katisha answered the knock. Baronzire thanked the gods silently that at least she was all right, but she'd also obviously been weeping. In any case, she embraced Baronzire warmly. Why are you crying? Baronzire asked. For Ferris, of course. You haven't heard. Oh dear. Poor Ferris. He's dead. Baronzire felt icy fingers creeping round her heart. He was caught stealing from the commandant's house. Poor fellow, but that was so foolish of him. Oh, Berry, he was drawn and quartered this very dawn by the commandant's order. She started to sob. I went. He asked for me. It was terrible. He suffered so before he died. I'll never forget it. I looked for you and Straw, but no one knew where you'd both gone to. She glanced behind Baronzire. That's the commandant, isn't it? Symmachus. Then Katisha did a strange thing. She stopped crying and grinned. You know, the moment I saw him, I thought, this is the one for Baronzire. Katisha took a fold of her apron and wiped it across her eyes. I told him about you, you know. Yes, Baronzire said, I know. She took Katisha's hands in each of hers and looked at her earnestly. Katisha, I love you. I'm going to miss you, but please don't ever tell anyone else anything about me. Ever. Swear you won't. Especially not to Symmachus. And look after Straw for me. Promise me that. Katisha promised, puzzled, though willing. Berry, it wasn't somehow because of me that Ferris was caught, was it? I never said anything about Ferris to him. She glanced over at the general. Baronzire assured her that it wasn't, that an informant had told the Imperial Guard of Ferris's plans, which was probably a lie, but she could see that Katisha plainly needed some kind of comfort. Oh, I'm glad for that. If I can be glad of anything just now, I'd hate to think, but how could I have ever known? She leaned over and whispered in Baronzire's ear. Symmachus is very handsome, don't you think, and so charming. I wouldn't know about that, Baronzire said dryly. I haven't really thought about it. There's been other things to think about. She explained hurriedly about being Queen of Mournhold and going to live in the Imperial City for a while. He was looking for me, that's all, on orders from the Emperor. I was the object of a quest, nothing more than some sort of a goal. I don't think he thinks of me as a woman at all. He said I didn't look like a boy, though, she added in the face of Katisha's incredulity. Katisha knew that Baronzire evaluated every male she met in terms of sexual desirability and availability. I suppose it's the shock of finding out that I really am a queen, she added, and Katisha agreed that yes, that's true, that must have been something of a shock, although one there was no likelihood of her experiencing firsthand. She smiled. Baronzire smiled with her. Then they hugged again, tearfully, for the last time. She never saw Katisha again or Straw. The royal party left Riften by the Great Southern Gate. Once through, Symmachus tapped her shoulder and pointed back at the portals. I thought you might want to say goodbye to Ferris too, Your Highness, he said. Baron's eye stirred briefly but steadily at the head impaled on a spike above the gate. The birds had been at it, but the face was still recognizable. I don't think he'll hear me, although I'm quite sure he'll be pleased to know I'm fine, she said, seeming to sound light. Let's be on our way, General, shall we? Symmachus was clearly disappointed by her lack of reaction, so he was just trying to be a dick. You heard of this from your friend Katisha, I suppose. You suppose correctly. She attended the execution. Baron's eye said casually. If he didn't know already, he'd find out soon enough. She was sure of that. Did she know Ferris belonged to the guild? She shrugged. Everyone knew that. It's only lower-ranking members like me who are supposed to keep their membership secret. The ones higher up are well known. She turned to smile archly at him. But you must know all that, shouldn't you, General? She said sweetly. He seemed unaffected by this. So you told her who you were and whence you came, but not about the guild? The guild membership was not my secret to tell. The other was. There's a difference. Besides, Katisha is a very honest woman. Had I told her, it would have lessened me in her eyes. She was always after Ferris to take up a more honest line of work. I value her good opinion. She afforded him a glacial stare. Not that it's any concern of yours, but do you know what else she thought? She also thought I'd be happier if I settled down with just one man, one of my own race. One of my own race with all the right qualities. One of my own race with all the right qualities who knows to say all the right things. You, in fact. She grabbed the reins preparatory to assuming a brisker pace, but not without sinking one final irresistible barb. Isn't it odd how wishes come true, sometimes, but not in the way you want them to? Or maybe I should say, not in the way you would ever want them to. His answer so took her by surprise that she quite forgot about cantering off. Yes, very odd, he replied, and his tone matched his words exactly. Then he excused himself and fell behind. She held her head high and urged her mount onward, trying to look unimpressed. Now, what was it about his response that bothered her? Not what he said. No, that wasn't it. But something about the way he said it. Something about it made her think that she, Baron's ire, was one of his wishes that had come true. Unlikely as this seemed, she gave it due deliberation. He had found her at last after months of searching. It seemed under pressure from the Emperor, no doubt. So his wish had come true. Yes, that must be it. But in a way, apparently not altogether to his liking. Right, well, next episode, unless we can dig up a quest that we've not done, I guess we'll go to fight Umaril. And that may be the last episode. It's come up real quick. I remember this DLC being a lot longer than it is. It feels very short and snappy now. But I'll have a Google and see if there's any hidden quests that we might not have done, and hidden farmhouses and stuff that have fun little secrets. Because I don't necessarily want to finish the series on a reading. I'd like to just fight Umaril, complete the quest, and then roll credits. I don't think we want to end on a reading as such, because that kind of takes the emphasis out. I enjoy the readings, but for a finale, it kind of sucks it all back in at the end. It doesn't quite work. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed, and we shall see you next time. Bye for now.
Hello.
What is it, pond scum?